Joe Mamsela. Joe Chele's sister was not the first witness before the Truth Commission to ask about this man, who has admitted to being part of the killing of more than 30 activists. Mamasela was one of the black policemen at Vlakplaas called askaris. So was Brian Ngqulunga.
Brian Ngqulunga became a problem to his Vlakplaas bosses when suspicion arose that he was working for the ANC. It was also the time of the Harms Commission, and Vlakplaas suspected that Brian Ngqulunga might not be prepared to cooperate with the police cover-up. The trouble, however, began when Brian Ngqulunga asked Eugene de Kock for a transfer from the Vlakplaas unit.
Brian Ngqulunga was a frail, pathetic-looking person, human being. He took him, he beat him up, and when Brian lost consciousness, he picked him up, he threw him up in the sky. And when Brian landed with a sickening thud, he jumped. You know, if you know the Kock, he's a big guy with a big torso. He jumped several times in the face of Ngqulunga. Ngqulunga told him that he wanted to get out of Vlakplaas. He wanted to go and work at Vartes, at the head office. And he didn't want people to run away from him. Brian was a family friend. He was not just a fellow askari. He was more than that. He was a family friend. I knew him extremely well. You know, he was frail. He drank too much. The whole exposure into the media worked into his mind. He couldn't take it. He was on the verge of complete breakdown. And as a result, he shot his wife 3 times, his pregnant wife. There was a meeting. I think it was the final briefings. It was on Friday because I had to go and testify on Monday. The Friday before I went to testify, there was a meeting at General Engelbrecht's office. And Nick van Rensburg was also there, Kok was there, a lot of guys were there. And concern was raised about Brian Ngqulunga's behavior and his drinking problem, and that he's becoming progressively agitated and nervous. And they were afraid that this condition will jeopardize the police case in the Harms Commission. And de Kock suggested that Brian should be killed. He should be eliminated. And Van Dijk suggested I should do it because I'm very much close to Brian. And I expressed my reservations because I didn't see Brian as a political enemy to be killed. He was a friend, he was a family friend, and I showed my absolute reservations. And Brigadier van Rensburg said, okay, they must leave Brian until he testifies, and then they can kill him after that. They will shoot 2 birds with 1 stone. That is, they will get rid of Brian, and at the same time, they will sway the judge's decision. That because they were going to make it appear as though it's ANC who killed Brian. And they did exactly that.
One of the men selected to kill Brian Ngqulunga was this man, Captain Wouter Mens.
We put on the balaclavas and ran to the car. We went to Ngqulunga, who was sitting on the left of the vehicle, dragged him out of the vehicle. We wrestled with him a bit, and in the wrestling I remember very well that he screamed and said, no comrades, I am one of you, I am one of you. Bellingen fired several shots. I cannot remember how many. To me it sounded as though he had emptied the whole magazine on Brian Ngqulunga and killed him. I cannot remember, but I later heard that Piet Botha had also fired several shots at him with a pistol. I looked away because I could not handle it. I cannot remember exactly how it happened, but it was arranged that he be buried at Vlakplaas, and his entire family was there. And de Kock gave instruction that everyone was to attend the funeral. I simply couldn't bring myself to attend the funeral. It was too much for me, and I just couldn't be involved in somebody's funeral whom I had assisted in murdering.
I don't have any forgiveness. I have no forgiveness for him.
They killed a lot of askaris, more than 6 askaris we killed, because in their own language they said these people have outused their usefulness, they have outlived their usefulness. In other words, they were not productive. And the only way for one to be productive at Vlakplaas is to kill people. Vosi died, he refused to cooperate. Peter died because he was useless according to them. He outlived his usefulness. Esmuyema died because they didn't just trust him. He asked too many questions. They killed him. And Moses Ntiheling was killed. Martin Mpofu died under mysterious circumstances. Uncle Moss died also under mysterious circumstances.
Joe Mamsela